Hello, my YouTube community. Welcome to my sewing room. Thank you for coming back. And if you're new here, thank you for being here today. I've had several requests of updating a full sewing room tour. A few things have changed since then, not a lot, but a few. And I thought I would do that today. And I'm going to try to link my first one, my very first one, in the description. I'm not sure how to do that, but I'm going to do the best I can. I also have a small little embroidery job to do. Not a job, but a project. And so I'll try to get that hooked in here too at the end. But for right now, let's just get started and I'll show you around and show you the things that's changed, and we'll go from there. So glad you're here. You probably can't really see the TV that well, but this is the video that I'm trying to follow up on. I will definitely link it if I can figure out how. If not, I'll just put the name on there and then you can look it up. Okay, let's get started. Okay, we're going to start on the opposite side of the room that we did from the first video. And I'll walk over here and show you a few things. Not much has changed on this side of the room. Except I did put, I'm looking at the TV. Let me turn the TV off because that's going to distract me. Okay. All right. In that first video, I had gotten these for Christmas. There was 2 of them, and I was only going to use one. And these are under the sink storage organizers, and I could use them there, but I said I wanted to try using them in the sewing room because they're very good organization pieces. So I'm really liking them so far. So I have this one here near Maggie, the embroidery machine, and then I have one over, you'll see on the other side where the machines are. And just a little interview, interview. This is not an interview. Anyway, whatever I'm trying to think of. I got this from Goodwill. I might have shown it to you. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it. I don't know that I want it this color though. I'll probably paint it. I don't even know where I'm going to put it yet. But I just loved it, and I only paid $3 for it. So, and it's very heavy. It's really pretty. I don't know if I'll do anything. I don't know what I'll do to it or where I'll put it yet. But when I do, I'll let you know. We'll get that out of the way. Okay. So over here I have only embroidery items. This is my pin cushion that I use for the embroidery machine. I have different ones. When I'm doing a embroidery job, or if I'm getting ready to do an embroidery job, I use the top or the bottom to take all of my threads that I'm going to use. I get all the colors out that I'm going to need, and I put them over here in line. So it's easy to find, easy to work with. Okay, and of course, this is burlap, and we're going to use this for the embroidery project I'm going to do today. But here's Maggie, and she's working beautifully. And last time she wasn't working, I think. But anyway, she's working now. And in some of my videos, you've seen her work, so that's good. And okay, now under here, I think I've moved. These might have already been here last time. I can't remember. But I have moved some other things, several other things. But these are just some drawers with, this has my stabilizers for embroidery, got all different kinds in here, and my bobbin threads. And now I can't get it back in. There's my bobbin threads. 90 weight. Why is it not going back in? There we go. Okay, and here I have a little bit of scraps of fabric, and this is a lot of my tools, like my hammers and nails and things like that, and my electric scissor things that my daughter got me. Zip snip. They cut cardboard really well. They cut fabric too. I just haven't gotten used to that yet, so she knows I have the arthritis. And speaking of my hands, I lost a fingernail. I was going to put it back on before the video, and I'm like, I'm going to do it before church Sunday, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Y'all have seen me without them before. Okay. So anyway, this is some of my little tools and things. And then in this side is, actually, I had forgotten about this. These are some things that I need to alter for myself. I never get to that, ever. This is some fabric that I had looked for through my other fabrics, and I wanted to make sure I knew where they were, so I stuck them in here with these. And this is all of my serger threads. It's full of serger threads, all different colors. Don't think I had a serger when I showed you the last time. I don't think. And this down here has my glue guns and glue sticks. And then I've got my bobbins. I've got my bobbins in a case like this. And I've got another one like this. It's got some like googly eyes and crafty things. And there's some tape in the back. And this is a very old case that came with one of my sewing machines. I think it came with Nancy. Yes, this came with Nancy. It's just the case. I've got everything with that. But I just want to keep it because it's old. And that's it for that drawer. And by the way, I'm dressed sloppy today because it's hot outside. I know I'm not outside, but I'm moving around a lot. I get hot, sloppy clothes. Sorry, I'm 67. I'm not pregnant. I'm just big. Okay, now let's see if you can see. I'm gonna move you just a little closer. Under here is my quilted. Sorry, put you up a little. I'm still not good on the placement of cameras. Oh, anyway, this is my quilted ornament supplies. I have my styrofoam balls. I've got fabrics, mostly all Christmas fabrics, and trimmings and stuff for the ornaments, Christmas. And I have, those are just Amazon boxes that I covered with fabric that I had. It's the same color as my little ironing board. I bought like 10 yards of that years ago, and I need to raise the camera now. Excuse me. And I didn't know what I was going to do with it. It was $5 for 10 yards at this fabric store. It was a little stiff, but I thought, you know what? Just $5, I might be able to make something out of it. So what I did was, when I had my sewing room out in my sunroom, let me get this on here right. I made curtains for around the bottoms of my tables, like my sewing table. You can see underneath I had storage everywhere, like I do where my sewing machine is. You'll see that in a few minutes. And I had curtains around it so you didn't see everything. And I had enough for this. And I had enough, I think my pin cushion. No, that's not my pin cushion. I still got a little bit more too. So anyway, and I think I saved the curtains because I can use that for something else because they're just straight pieces of fabric. Okay, so then over here, some of this has changed since this video, the last video, right here. And this cabinet, or this, all right, you can't tell much. All right, these, of course, are storage bins. Right here is a little desk that my granddaughter gave me. It has drawers on that side, and on this side, I have all my jewelry organization stuff, not organization, but supplies for making jewelry and stuff, which I don't do a lot of anymore. I've gotten rid of most everything, but I kept a few things. And all of those are over there. And I put my ironing board on here. Wonderful. It's in a great place. I keep my iron here. I had to put an extension cord behind the this because it's behind the desk and everything. But this works great because I plug my iron in, and I do that immediately as I come into the sewing room. But if I'm going to do any sewing, because I always need my iron, I plug it in immediately. And then I also have this, and I use it for anything else I need to plug in, like my glue gun. I plug it in, and I put my glue gun right here, and I have this little piece of plastic that just slides right under my cutting mat, and this is where I put my glue gun so that the glue stays off of the table. And I get it on this plastic, and I can just get it off. I haven't done that yet from the last time, but then I just slide it back under right there. It's out of the way, and it's always where I need it. Okay. And then I don't think that I had my thread stands then. I don't know. I should have gone back and looked. But anyway, this is all my embroidery thread. This is all my sewing thread. It's not all of it. I've got some more in different places, but this is a big part of my sewing thread. And I did kind of have it organized, but I got in here doing some sewing, and I kind of just put things back wherever they would go. But I've got my denim threads here. I have different colors, and I'm out of some of them, so I've got to get some more. But those are really good because I do hems on jeans and things. And then we're going to turn around here. Oh, Mila, my dog's in here. She doesn't get to come in here too often, so she gets excited when she can. All right, here's my sewing machines. Now that's what okay, let's turn right here to this cabinet first, because this is as you come straight in the room. This is where you end up right here. Okay, let me close the blind. It looks like it's going to be too much light. Let me see. That's not any better, is it? Or is it? Well, that's not. If I get in front of, okay, I just need to be in front of it, and then you can see. Okay, we have this cabinet. Let me get in front. It lights it up. How about that? This is a cabinet with storage. This up here are just special things to me that my daughter, my grandchildren, my adopted grandchildren at church have given me, and I keep everything. This is a little music box that someone gave me, and see, it's little mice, and it plays music, but I'm not going to play music because copyright. So I used to have in these drawers, when I had the last video, I had a lot of my little tools, machine tools and stuff like that in here. Now I just kind of have stuff. There's really no rhyme or reason for any of that. And this is my embroidery stabilizers. There's the tearaway and there's the cutaway. Those are what's in here. The other types are over there by Maggie. And this one is some of my scraps that I use for embroidery. And a lot of these, like this one, has the heat and bond light on the back of it. And I couldn't remember that the last time I was trying to think of it when I was showing you an embroidery piece. This is the fabric, and you iron the heat and bond light on the back, and then you iron it onto your embroidery job or project, whatever. It's not always a job. It's never a job to me because I love doing it. But that's what all of this is. It's got pieces that I didn't use, but it still has that on it. So that saves money. And you can do things like that. But that's what all this drawer is. And then, let's see. That's that one, this one. This is all of my trims, and I mean like bias tapes and rick racks and hemming lace and all that kind of stuff. All different colors. I've got quilt bonding, quilt. I forgot again. Quilt. Maybe it'll tell me on it. blanket binding. I said bonding, but I meant binding. I've got that. Don't use that much sometimes. And then I just got some different ribbons, trims, but mostly just the other. I'll show you in the bottom drawer what else is in here. And then this one has lots of elastics. I used to make a lot of regular jeans into maternity jeans. And this is the kind of elastic that I used in it. 3-inch elastic. I haven't made those in a long time, but I do love to do it. And then I've got Velcro in here, and I've got patches. You know, patches to do things. Not everybody wants patches anymore, but some do. Some do. And so that's what that is. At least I took these pieces of elastic out of my granddaughter's. She brought some sweatpants over, and they had the elastic in the bottom, and she wanted me to take it out and just make a regular hem. So she came and helped me, and as a matter of fact, she's coming again tonight to do some more. And I told her, save the elastics that's in it, because I made her help rip it out. She goes, why? I said, because I'm going to use it again. I use things like that. Okay. Then this drawer has a lot of things, like extra towels that I embroider on. There's a whole lot of baby onesies and things that I do embroidery on. So that's what this is. Now I probably won't be able to get the drawer closed back. It's pretty full, but this is the size drawer I have, so I have to make it fit. Okay, this one is just stuff. I did buy, because I do use this bias tape a lot, and I use the 1-inch double fold. And I bought this whole thing. It's got 55 yards, well it doesn't now because I've used a lot. But it's just a lot cheaper to get it this way. And I got it from Amazon. It's 1-inch, 55 yards, double fold bias tape. And I've never heard of this place, Mandala Crafts, but it's pretty good. I've really enjoyed it. It's not the probably number 1 that I would recommend, but it would be number 2. Okay. And then I have the pieces to 2 of my machines, Nancy and Tiffany, that I took the free arm thing off because I like to just leave it off. I like to sew like that. That's what that is. And the very bottom, I'll take it out so you can see. This is kind of a disheveled ribbon and lace drawer. I mean, I've got ribbons. I've got Christmas ribbon. I've got this ribbon that I use. This is the one I need to keep out for my Christmas tree that I use in the loft. I have a white Christmas tree, and I use this. So I got all different kinds of ribbon, all kinds of trims. Anyway, it's just a mismatched type of drawer, but at least I know where to go when I need something. I go to that same drawer. I don't have to look for it. Okay, see if I can get this back in. All right, there's that. All right, now come up a little bit. Right here, I have my poster board that I get from Dollar Tree, and I've had several more pieces. These are the last ones I have right now. When I run out, I will get more because I use those for a lot of things. I use those, if you've watched me make my bowl cozies, that's my pattern. I take my pattern that I bought and I printed it out, and then I made my pattern out of these, and they just work so great, so great. So there's that. And then here are all my babies. And I got you crooked, I'm sorry. Okay, first we'll go back here. Maybe, hold on a second. Okay, you can move a little closer now. This is Nancy. I bought Nancy for $50 from a lady several years ago. Not too many, probably 6 maybe, 5 or 6. love this machine. I've had my neighbor try to take it from me. Not going to happen. It's a Kenmore, and it's a, I can't even remember the numbers now. I'd have to look that up on the bottom. It's on the, is it on the bottom? Yeah, it's on the bottom. Nope, it's right here. Looks like it's right here. Let's see. Nope, it's not right there. It's on the bottom, but we're not going to turn it over. And she's one of my favorites. She's getting a rest right now, but she has really done a lot of ragged t-shirt quilts, ragged quilts, period. Okay, and then I have the newest edition. Her name is Amanda, and it's a newer version of any that I have, except for my Serger. And I normally don't want a singer anymore because singers are not what they used to be. They used to be the best you could get. That's what I learned to sew on, but not now. I'm not going to say they're not good, but they're not. The ones that I've had are not as good. I've gotten rid of them. I had a fairly new one, similar to this, had a few more options on it, but I couldn't keep it working right. And so that's when I went to the older models. I went to the older model Kenmores because I had someone give me one. Let me show you her. This is Tiffany, and Tiffany is my #1 machine. She is a workhorse, and she was given to me, a lady that I know that I had done some sewing for, had moved to a different house, a new house to her, and she went up in her attic and she found this machine, and it even had the book with it. And she says, "Miss Judy, would you like to have this machine?" And I said, "Well, I really don't need it." This is before I knew anything about vintage machines. I said, "I don't really need it, but yeah, let me have it. I'll see what I can do." My goodness. Yeah, I'm so happy I did not turn her down. This is the best machine I have ever used in my life. I'll never have a brand new machine again if I can help it. And at 67, I doubt I would even look for one. This will outlive me. And I keep the free arms off of it because I like to sew this way. I don't know why. I've just always done that. Amanda still has hers on there, but if I use her, I take it off. And I don't think I showed you these. I bought these lights that are magnetic that go on the machines. Let's see. See, they come off like this. And they have a little magnetic piece on the back. So I've got this one set up to where I can use it on this machine. And if I'm using these other two machines, I've got magnetic pieces on the back of those. I think I put one on this one. Yes, she's got one too now. So all three have the pieces, and I can move her around. And that makes it so nice. All right, this is the organization. Let's see if it helps. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can make the lighting a little bit better. If I get to, no, I don't think it's going to be much better either way. I don't know about lighting. And I've got this ring light. I don't think it seems to help me. So anyway, this is the piece that I was telling you about, like the other side, that now has not all, but most of the tools that I use with my sewing machines when I'm sewing. I've got all of these seam rippers, and I kept them all. And if you watch the first video, you'll see that I kept finding them and finding them and finding them. And then here I have, the little brush to clean, and this is also a seam ripper. I use it sometimes. I've got thimbles, and this is my mother's thimble. No, this one was my mother's thimble. I've got my grandmother's. Was this hers? No, that's not it. Okay, I have it somewhere. I don't know where I have it right now, but anyway, I have tools for my machines. Every now and then I throw a bobbin in there. Shouldn't do that, but I do. This is all of my, not this one. This is all of my 100% cotton supplies, not this. Take that out and I'll show you that in a minute. These are my basic threads that I use. The colors, there's black, silver, white, gray, and, well, this one looks gray too. I guess this is a darker gray. This is called stone. It's not gray. And I also have my bobbins over here. These are all, I keep them separate because I need to know when I'm making bowl cozies and things like that, I need to make sure that I'm using 100% cotton. So there's that. And then I have things down here. These are my paint pens. I like to paint on rocks sometimes. And these are my machine oil, my tacky glue. This is my fray check. It's not really called fray check here. It's Aleene's fraying, but it works just as well as that to me, so I do that. And at the bottom down here, I have my measuring tapes. There's 3 of them down here, and one of them is my mother's, and it's a really, really long one. So anyway, and here is another one of my number one, let me get it. One of my number one things I have to have in here, and I'm about empty. I got to get more. This is Sewer's Aid. If you've never used it and you have problems with your thread breaking, knotting, whatever, try this. My embroidery machine is a very picky embroidery machine. When I first started sewing with Maggie, I used Robinson Anton, best thread I've ever used. But it got hard to find. It's not easy to find in Atlanta. It may be now, I don't know. But I had a job that I was working on, and I had to go get some thread from Joann's, and they did not have Robinson Anton. They did not have that. So they had Gutermann, they had, let's see, Sulky, and they had Coats. Well, I knew my machine would not do that. And I had this Sewer's Aid, and one day in the sewing room, when it was downstairs in the sunroom, I was having trouble with my thread breaking like crazy. My husband came out. He knows nothing about sewing or sewing machines, but he came out to see if he could help me. And he asked me if I'd tried that stuff on it, because I had it. And I thought, no. Well, I put a stream of it down the side. No breaks, no problem. I knew right then I had to keep that in my sewing room. So when I had to go get these other embroidery threads, my dog, Andy, when I had to go get my other embroidery threads, I thought, I don't know, maybe I'll try the Sewer's Aid, maybe it'll work. Works perfect. So now I don't have to get the most expensive thread. I can get threads, I've got them from Amazon. I think it's called Thread Art? No, I don't remember. It's something. It's not a brand I'd heard of before, but it works. It's called Sew Thread, I think. Sew Thread, I think. Anyway, I got those. They work perfect. And if I have a little problem, after a while, I just take my Sewer's Aid, and you take the spool of thread, and you just put a small line right down there. Let it soak in. Done. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, we'll put this things back. And I want to show you how I got this hanging. Look out, baby. Look out. My dogs don't normally get to come in the sewing room, especially if I'm doing a job for somebody, because I don't want dog hair and all that in here. Not that they have a whole lot, but they do have it. So there's this little hook on the end I had shown you before. And I got these at a sewing expo not long ago when I went with my friend Patty. We had the best time. Let's see if I can. It doesn't matter if I get in front of it this time. Maybe in front of the window. Okay, there we go. Okay, these are my little snips, and I needed some new ones so bad because I had, I don't know where they are. Maybe they're down there. I can't, I'd have to pull it closer and see, but I'm not going to worry. But just little snips that I've had for years. And she told me this is what she uses. And she says, I've got a pair at every machine. Well, I only bought one pair. They are pricey. And I try to go for, you know, I go for what I can afford. But these were what I splurged on that day. And I mean, they're not that expensive. If you're into sewing, you know everything's expensive, but like everything else in the world right now. But these were probably less than $20. But sometimes $20 is a lot of money for me. And so, you know, I do what I can do. But these are the best little snips. And so it's got this little thing, and I put them back on there to keep them safe. And I hang them right there. They're right there when I need them. And I have them for all the machines. Maggie has a different pair. And that's okay. I'll show you that later. Now this that I took out where my threads were, 100% cotton. This is where I keep a lot of my feet. Not my feet, my sewing machine feet. Some of these things I had from my old singer, and I guess you can see me. From my old singer that I thought I had given away with the machine, but I didn't. I gave them a lot of feet, but I guess I didn't these because these won't fit on my vintage machines. So, but I didn't get rid of them. I don't know why. And so when I got Amanda the last few months ago, she's a singer. All of these fit on there. These are not all singer feet, but there are feet that will fit on there. It's a short shank. It works. And this is a walking foot that I got to go with. She goes with Nancy. It goes with Nancy because I was doing quilts on that, and this helps work with the quilts. And I do not know why this is in there. This goes to the machine. I don't know why it's in there. I don't leave my tools in here, but this is my ruffler, and this is one thing I was disappointed about not being able to use on my vintage machines because I used my ruffler a lot. When I found out about these, 30 years ago or more, I got one as soon as I could, and I love it. And I was upset, but I didn't get rid of it. Now it fits on Amanda. So, and I had bought this because I used this with my repairing holes in denim in jeans and things, and it's a darning foot. I can do it without it, but this just made it a little bit better. Now I can use it on Amanda. And anyway, this was a buttonhole maker anyway. This is really neat, buttonhole maker. I've just got all kinds of feet. I've got zipper feet. I've got I don't even know what this one's called. I can't think of what it's called. But I also have, and I don't think it must not be in here. Is it on my machine? I have a blind hem foot, which I could not use either until I got Amanda, so that's great. Anyway, those are the feet. And I will put this back up. And we'll come to the next little place. And I hope this is not making it too long. It's going to be, I'll have to edit this because it's going to be a long video, it looks like. Okay. And I'll put this. Yes, this is my Kenmore. I don't know why it got there. I'll put it right there. Okay, let me move this here out of the way. Look out, Andy. Okay. Over here. I don't think I had this before. I am 67 years old, and I was 66 when I got my first Serger. I sewed all those years without one, and I had no problems. I had no issues. I didn't know anything about a Serger. My friend at church, this is practically brand new. She said she probably used it one time, if that. And she gave it to me. I'm very blessed. I have people give me things I can use all the time, and I'm just so thankful. But I had to learn how to use it, and I learned how to use that part. There's other things that it does. It's a Brother 1634D Serger, and I did not have the book with it. She couldn't remember what she did with the book, so my husband got online and printed one out for me. And that's the good thing about these. You can always get the machine catalog books and everything, the instructions and all that from online if you just type in your type and of machine. Okay, getting to some different things. Now right here, okay, I told you that I get a lot of things given to me. Here is a whole bolt of purple fabric. It's really pretty. And she bought this to go with it. She was going to make curtains and bedspread for her daughter's room, but she didn't get around to it, and then her daughter's taste changed or outgrew it or something. So she was giving all this fabric away, and I said, yes, I'll take it. And I didn't have an idea exactly what I was going to use it for, and I still don't. I'm not going to use it for curtains and things. I'm going to use it for apparel because it'll be a nice skirt or a nice suit or something like that. Back here I have some tulle, some really wide tulle that I used to make a lot of, now I can get it back here, there it goes. A lot of tutus, and so that's what that is. This is a table, a little portable table, and I use it especially when I'm making my quilts. Okay, hold on a sec. Especially when I'm making my quilts, and also I use it over at the sewing machine, the embroidery machine. I put it to the side because I've got two, and most of my embroiders are 5x7. That's as large as my machine will make. But I do have an overlapping jumbo machine, hoop, and I can make things longer. Can't make them any wider, but I can make them longer. But anyway, most of what I do is 5x7, and so I always have my hoops ready to do the next project or the next, the next project. That way, when one comes off the machine and I've got to trim it, I can put it on this little black table right here, and I have it to where it's close to me and I can get to it. It raises different heights, so it's just perfect. It's just perfect. I was going to get rid of it, and it was given to me. It came from a girl at my beauty shop that she was a young hairdresser, and when we closed my salon, she was moving to another salon, and she used this to do nails because I didn't have a nail tech then. I had gotten rid of all the nail tech stuff, and she used this for nails. She says, if you'd like it, if you think you can use it. And I thought, I'll use it somewhere. I always use it somewhere. This is just another special and almost always needed tool right here, that little table. Okay. This, I had a little video with this in it, but I've got some different things to tell you about it today. This is later. This was when I got pregnant with my first child. My pastor owned a furniture store in Panama City, and he let me come down and pick all my baby stuff out. My ex-husband went and did work on his house, and we traded out. So I got all the things I needed, and this was the little dresser that I got, and I've used for all my children, and some of my grandchildren have used it. And I just got it back, not but a few months ago, and I was so excited to use it and to put my fabric in it. I've got fabric in here. It looks kind of disheveled, but I know what's what. It's actually not too bad if you could get in front of it and look at it. It's not too bad. And also, all these drawers have fabric, different fabrics. Most of these are my cotton ones that I use for, bowl cozies and things. And then I've got denim. What I do is I save every pair of denim jeans or shorts, or if I cut off jeans for somebody, I save that. I take pockets and all that off of them. I've got a lot down here in this. And I use that for handbags and things like that. And whatever I need. Aprons. I make a lot of aprons out of that, or used to. I don't make a lot right now. And then this, I've had many years. It's great. It's discolored too because it's so old. This thing's probably, it could be as much as 50 years old, but at least 45 years old. And I use it for little things like I got some googly eyes in here, but I think I have, and more googly eyes in here. A lot of those. I have, some of them are empty, so that means I can buy more stuff. And I have, oh, there's some purse parts, handbag parts, old jewelry, which I need to put over there. And yeah, all this is jewelry stuff right here. Jewelry making. I didn't know I had this over here. Okay, I've got to put all that back over there. Yeah, there's more jewelry. So I'm going to put that back over there with that stuff. Anyway, I have that. This is very special to me, even though I don't have a baby lock machine. This was my mother's. My sister gave it to me, and it's got things in it that I haven't really looked close because I don't. And there's a note from my sister that I will always keep. But these are things that my mother used, and these bias tape makers, she's got different sizes. There's all different sizes. I've never made my own bias tape, but I might try now that I have these. Can you see them? If you've used these before, can you put it in the comments and tell me a little bit about what you think? I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 5 different sizes. So I know nothing about them. Nothing. I don't know much about this. Let's see. It says it was made in Singapore. I'm sure it's one of her trips or something she took. It's got her name. She wrote her name on it, and it's wooden. Looks like maybe bamboo or something. And I assume this was to, be a poker to poke the corners out of things. I'm not sure. I have one of these that she gave me years ago, and I use it, but I'm saving hers. And there was a couple of coins in here. Don't know why, but there's a couple coins. I haven't really looked at them right now. And then I have this little box of feet, and they look like they will fit on Amanda, and I don't know what all of them are. I'll have to look them up. It looks like there's several. They may, I don't know. I don't think she would have that many of the same kind. They must be different sizes or something. I don't know. They all look the same to me. Anyway, I'll get to those and look at that later. But I'm going to keep this no matter what, because my mother wrote on it, and my sister sent it to me, and it's special to me. Okay, over here is just stuff. I've shown you this before. I think I showed you this in the very first video, the one I'm following up on now. And it was my mother's, a wooden box, and it's a knitting thing, which I guess you store your needles in. This is just something that one of my granddaughters made, and I keep everything they make. And my daughter gave me this little sewing piece here. So cute. Okay, this threads, buttons, and these are the cups and the saucers. And the little dress form with a dress on it is the sugar bowl. And this is the ironing board, and I think that must have been for the cream. And this is the cream. See, that sewing machine comes off. Okay. And see, it's a little sewing machine and table. And it's so cute. And this, I don't know what that's for since that's the cream. But anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And yes, there is a fingernail on there, and it is not the one I've lost. Okay. And then I have some stones over here that my grandchildren have made. This is a special little wooden vase that I used to deliver newspapers in Florida. I did it for many years, and I gained many friends through that. And every Christmas I got the most beautiful gifts. And this one was handmade by a man named Mr. Pugh. He's no longer around. And I've used it for so many things, but when I moved in here to this sewing room, I thought this is perfect for my pens and pencils and just little gadgets. And I have a fork that I use for if I'm making like little ruffle things. And I have just a regular butter knife. I mean, just little things that I use. And this I keep because my grandson, when he was little, we painted wooden spoons, and he drew this. And he says, "This is for you, Nana." So, I'm not sure what it is, but I've got it. Looks like he's got a tie on. So, I keep that. And my granddaughter gave me this little hair clip. I keep things that are special to me. So, there's that. And then I have this little basket's just full of my zippers. I don't use zippers a lot, but I do have some things in mind that I plan to need these zippers for. So that's good that I've still got them. I gave away a lot of stuff. If you watch my other video, you'll see. I will tell you what I gave away, and it was so much. Okay, now, and up here, up above is a shelf, and it's got just some pretty things on it like this. I now have a computer in my room. I did not have a computer before, but I have to have a computer for my embroidery machine to switch, to put my designs, create them on the computer, put them on a thumb drive, and then go over there and put them in the machine. And these are my speakers that go there. But these are just drawers that I also had a lot of my tools in that I put in that organizer. But I have this bottom drawer with lots of threads too, different color threads. That's what I just have a lot of different color threads. And over here on this side, you can see, this bottom one has tools, real tools, pliers, screwdrivers, wire cutters, those kinds of things. And this one, I don't know what all that is. That's just all ends and pieces, bits and bobs. What is this? Okay, this too. This has some of the wheels off of some of these carts that I use. So that's just bits and bobs too, and some tape. And there's my babies that I'm still finding babies. If you watch my videos, you'll see just about every video I find another baby. Thanks to Juliana, my granddaughter. She says she's not still putting them out. She's 14. She's usually pretty trustworthy, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right place. And the little pig was my daughter's. We got that at a little craft fair in Panama City when we lived there. And there's just a few other things. Some of my grandchildren, my great-granddaughter. And my computer is right there. There's the base of it. And here, that's the guts. Okay, that's the main thing. Anyway, and the computer, I've got the monitor I have over here. So I kind of have to move it if I need the whole cutting table. And we'll get to that in a minute. And then this right here is actually a wire holder organizer thing, and it like goes behind a desk to put all the wires in. Well, my grandson got it for Christmas. He didn't need it. So I had a friend at church that I knew could do this. He bent it for me, bent it up the way I needed it, and straightened the back so I could use it to put my embroidery hoops in. I had nowhere to put them, and they need to be in a good, safe place. So that's where they get stored. And then here, under it, I have all of my quilting rulers and stuff. And this little baby bib was my granddaughter's, the one that hides the babies. And I found it the other day, and I just stuck it up there. And then we come around here, and we're already at 44 minutes, so we are definitely going to be cutting this short. Okay, this is a shelf that just basically has, I have my light, I turn it on. I have this little light, and I've got it fixed to where the switch is right there. And this is some of my patterns. I've got a bunch in a drawer over here, but some of my patterns. This is very special. This is Matilda that my daughter gave me from a craft fair when she got older. This little picture back here, my granddaughter made for me when she was little. She now has 3 babies. And then this was something I bought. I had it in I used to have a little booth at an antique shop. I did not buy antiques, but I sold things like this. And this never sold, and I've just had it in the garage, and I thought, I think I'll put my scissors on it. And I didn't really love it when I put it up there. But the people that watched the video, when I put it up, said, Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And the more I've left it there, and I've left it there out of necessity because I didn't have anywhere else to hang my scissors, I kind of like it now. I mean, that's not all my scissors, but that's the ones I use mostly. So I like that. So we leave that there. And this is where I do my cutting. It's not a big table, but it's big enough for me. And this is a piece of, just shows you that you can use your imagination and have things you need. This is a piece of formica that was left over when we bought a top for our island that's in the kitchen right now. We had to buy the whole piece. So they gave me this. No, I bought it. They didn't give it to me, but they made sure I got it when I left. And I've used it on, I had it before, if you watch the video, I had it on a desk frame, a metal desk frame. Was not sturdy, but it worked. But it was high like this because I had bed risers under the legs of it. And this just worked. I'll show you the rest in a minute. I might as well show you now. Okay. Let me back it up. Gotta move some things here, and I have to be careful. I have a little Andy down here watching. He wants to be with Mama. Okay. Now I no longer have the wire or metal disc. One of my friends at church was giving this away, and me and my husband went and got it. And my thought was to put it in here, but I never really thought about putting my top on it for cutting. But when we got it, and we got this thing upstairs ourselves, we got it in the car, we unloaded it in our SUV, brought it up the stairs, and again, we're not spring chickens anymore, but we got this up here, put it in place, and I put this on here, and it wasn't quite as high as I wanted it. So if you look right here, and you see right there, bricks. A brick there, and a brick on the other side and in the back. And it made it just the perfect height for me. So I've got, this is my, okay, the reason this is on here is because the lady that gave it to me, one of her kids put this on there and nobody knows the combination. I'll probably get it cut off one day, but it really doesn't upset me at all. It's fine. But I might get it off. We'll see. This is my kind of my office drawer where I have composition books, and these books I just got for free from a lady on Facebook, and these are going to come in handy helping me get a little more organized. I have note things. I have people's numbers. I have all kind of things in here. I have some what is it, pattern measurements and things like that. I have pre-made cards. We make our own birthday and Christmas and all that card. Not Christmas, but all occasion cards. We make our own on the computer. And I have my old stapler. Just all kinds of things. And this book is what I use to write down when people want me to make them something and I need to have specifics. I write it in here so I always know where it is. And I don't remember what this is. What was this? Oh, I think this is the box that my electric scissors came in. And then right here I have my business cards, which I don't use anymore, but I still have them. I'm not gonna throw them away. This drawer has like children fabric, and all of this fabric came from the lady that gave me the purple fabric. So there's all kinds of fabric with children in mind. And I do have grandchildren, great-grandchildren, especially great-grandchildren, so I'll work on that. And this is more fabric she gave me. And this is stuff I don't even know if I'll use, but for right now I have it. If I don't use it, I will be giving it to somebody that can or will use it. And this drawer has, these are more things that are for me that I need to hem, all those kinds of things. I'll get to it eventually. This is patterns. Some are regular patterns. I have lots of PDF patterns. Lots of PDF. And this is just a guide on different size quilts And this is what I use when I make my, whatever they are, rag quilts. I forget when I'm talking. This is a pattern I just got, and it's a Bible cover. My granddaughter wants one. I don't remember what this is. I don't remember what that is right now. I know, but I don't know what they call it. So anyway, it's like a quilting thing. And when I'm watching TV or something, and I see a pattern, or see somebody making something, and I want to make sure I remember, all I had was a napkin, and this is for an apron. And I wrote everything down so I wouldn't forget. And I've had that for a long time. Yep, had it a long time. And then I have, like I said, I make teddy bears. As you look, you see my memory teddy bears, and these are my patterns. And I think I'll probably use some of that poster board and make these. Might be good. I don't know yet. Anyway, these are patterns, and that's that. And then this drawer has different. Woo! This drawer falls out. Okay, I forgot about that. Okay, this is all t-shirt fabric. This also was free. I've got hot pink, which when I was very young, that was my color. There's cream, there's green, more hot pink, and that may be the only colors. I got a lot of that pink. So, yeah. And over here is this my sister sent me, and I've had it in here ever since. Isn't that sweet? I love my sister. Hope she knows that. This is some ribbon that I got when I needed some ribbon for the Easter bunnies that I made for the kids at church. I needed some, and I needed somewhere to put them. And what this is one of my dowels things that I use. It's actually a chopstick, and I just got it stuck through there. But I need to do something on the bottom because it doesn't have anything on the bottom. I could put some of my foam, my floral foam on it, I guess. But that was just temporary, but it's just still there. My next door neighbor that wants my machine, she gave me this for Christmas one year, and I love it. And I'll probably put it on the wall, but right now I just got it right there. So, I think, that's a long video. I'll cut some of it down so it won't be so long. And I might, if I don't get it cut down enough, let me put this right here and raise you back up so I can talk to you. If I don't have time, no, that's not the point. I have time. If I don't get this video cut down short enough so that it's not an hour, then I will not put the embroidery on this video. I'll make another one. And that's most likely what I'll do. But I will be cutting some out, of course. And I don't think there's anything else. I showed you this over here. And this on the wall right there is my daughter's handprints. She did that in church. And it was on December. She gave it to him on December 25th, 1983. Long time ago. And up here, another shelf, and it just has a lot of little things. This I use these scissors to do this, to use as a pointer. This little jar my oldest son gave to me. I think he was about 18, and it was full of M&Ms. I'm glad it's not now because I'm trying not to eat that. But I love it. On the front it says, "I love you." It's engraved in the glass. And so I've got buttons in it. And most of those are special buttons. So not many of those will get used. I do have, on this side, another container of buttons. And most of those get used a lot. They're just buttons. This, I don't even remember who gave me that. But somebody did. And I have books, sewing books that were given. These were given to me. These I bought. And these I bought. And this, a little girl, I used to help in American Heritage Girls at church. And one of the little girls gave me that when, I can't remember, I don't know if it was Christmas or when I left, or I don't know. But anyway, I like it. I keep that close. My daughter-in-law, one of my daughter-in-laws, Michelle, gave me this. And I love it. It says, "God is within her. She will not fall." Psalm 45, 46.5, and that's the NIV version. And I love that. That fits perfect there to me. And if I look around, I could show you things my other daughter-in-law gave me. I've got a lot of stuff she gave me in here, and a lot of stuff downstairs that she gave me. And my granddaughter made this for me. It says Nana's Sewing Room, and it looks like it got wet before I got it into my house. She told me she's going to make me a new one, but I'm still keeping this one. It was to Nana from Juliana 2023, last year. So this is the pin cushion that I used when I was learning to sew at 8 years old. I made my first dress at 8 years old. This was my mother's. And when my sister was giving me things that my mother had, she gave me this and all these pins in it are her pins. I don't know that they're the ones I use. It's been 59 years ago. I don't think that's probably the same pins, but I'm just so thankful to have it. And it's very old and very delicate, so I keep it put away. I don't want it to get messed up, so I keep it up here. And right here are photos of that's most of our prayer partners, my prayer partners. We meet every Monday morning at our church at 10 o'clock. We bring our petitions and everybody writes them down, and we talk a little bit about different things that we need to pray about, and then we pray. Each one of us, we go around the circle, and each one of us prays. And this lady in the middle is 93 years old. She's there every week, unless she just can't be. The lady that started this, her name is Janelle. She's very ill right now, so if you're a praying person, I would ask that you pray for Janelle. She's 89, and she has the heart of a servant bigger than any I've ever seen in my life. And right now she's weak and she can't do the things. She used to have people in her house every week, not just from my church, but from her previous church. And they would come in and they would just, she was just a big servant. Her and her husband, but he's been gone for 30-something years. And she told me yesterday, I spent several hours with her yesterday, and she told me that their very first apartment was above a garage. She said, we didn't start anything with our church then because, we didn't have any place to do it. Then they rented an apartment next. So she said within the first month after they got moved in, they started having people over, and they feed them, and they fellowship, they play games, and they pray. Pray, pray, pray. Prayer is a big, big tool for all of us Christians to use. Prayer changes everything. Ask me how I know. And I have to remind myself sometimes I don't have to fight this battle. God has already fought it and won for me. Thank you, Jesus. So I have to remember to pray and let Him handle everything. And I need to just be quiet and let Him do His work. God laid that on my heart, obviously, so I hope it helps somebody else out there. Okay. And I think that's all I was going to say here. Oh, one more thing. Over here, when you first come in the room, I have this cabinet here. Let me move this. This is my chair. I use this chair. I move it around to all machines. Here, I just have to move back and forth. And this chair right here is, let's see, it is probably 62 years old. It was my mother's. It needs painting. It needs some new bolts and things, but it's the most sturdy chair, and it's got these steps that come out. I have used this, oh my goodness, obviously for painting. You see the paint all over it. I'm using it up here at this table when I'm on my computer. Only when I'm on my computer, because I stand now. I don't have to sit anymore. So anyway, that's what this is. And okay, you've seen, this was seen in a different video. This was also free. It was also free. I know y'all must get tired of hearing me say that, but it's a blessing. So I want to share blessings with people. It's got all kinds of scraps in it, and I need to empty this now. And then when I have time, and probably after the first of the year, I'm going to try to create something out of these scraps. It's a metal thing. I don't know if it was a magazine rack or what, but this is what I use it for because it's very narrow and it fits very well wherever I put it. Like right here. Over there. Okay. Now, last thing, right here. And we're already at an hour, so gotta hurry up. All right. More. This is more. Shh. It's just a garbage truck. It's okay. Shh. My TV is over here. Oh, Andy. No. I had it hanging in the other corner over there, but in another video I told you that the TV quit working. Shh. No. Lay down. And we couldn't find the right bracket for this TV. This is an old TV. It also was given to us. And we've had it for several years, and I appreciate it because the lady that gave it to us is no longer here. But we have used it in several different rooms, started out in our bedroom. It's just been everywhere. So this one was kind of not used. And I like to have a TV in here. I don't really watch it, but I listen to it. So all of these drawers have fabric. Say it. Also free. And this, well, not all of this. This right here is flannel that I bought. So that's not free. That was not free. And all of this, most everything in here is free. I do have an old bed sheet that my fitted sheet was no good anymore. So I kept this top sheet. It's like t-shirt fabric. I'm going to make me some nightgowns out of it. Why throw it away? And then all of this fabric, it's just fabric. All of these are fabric. All except this drawer, free. Okay. I think, oh, one more thing. There's always one more thing. Remember, if you remember from my first video of the sewing room, I said my trash can is a Kroger bag or a Walmart bag or whatever on the doorknob because it stays out of the way that way. And when my husband gets trash out every week, he just comes and empties it. Well, I've upgraded. I have a plastic bag with a hole in it with the handle. This was a bag that I got some of the free fabric in, and I thought, oh, perfect trash can too, yay, score. So anyway, that's my trash can, out of the way, and it's great. And I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that if you have any questions or comments, please leave them. I love comments. I love to answer back, and I try to answer everybody. I usually don't get to that but once a week because I'm starting to get more and more, and that's the great thing. Thank you, Jesus. And I'm so close to, I think I'm 58, I believe. 58 subscribers away from 500. Share, people. Share and like and share. Let's get me to 500. Why? I have no idea. I just want to get to 500. Why not? So anyway, that's everything, and I hope you'll come back. I thank you to my loyal subscribers that are here all the time and that comment and that give me so much encouragement. I pray that you continue to come, and I pray that God blesses you every day and that keeps you safe and happy. And excuse me. And my new ones, new people that are here, I hope that if you like this kind of content, and this is not something I do all the time. I think my first one was in January that I did. And to be honest, it was just a test to see if I could talk to the camera. I've never done it before because I only started in January of this year. So I'm very new and I'm still learning. But I thought, well, it's not terrible. I'm going to put it on. It did really. Okay, we have a little glitch there, but I had to start my outro over. Anyway, I'm glad you came today. I'm glad you were with me. I hope that you enjoyed this little tour and my talking. As you can tell, I love to talk to people, and it's like you're right here with me. It's what I like. So my embroidery project will come on another video because I don't have time. This has gotten too long, and I want to get it online and get it ready for you for tomorrow. And So thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching. If you so desire, if you'll subscribe, like, share, comment, I would really appreciate it. I hope that all of you are truly blessed, that you're filled with love, that you have people to love and to love you. And remember, Jesus loves you most.